In a world where movies transcend borders, emotions transcend language, and subtitles are a human right, one man stands against them all. Ladies and gentlemen, I have some sad news for the film community across America. If you were about to rewatch Everything Everywhere all at once, sorry, you're now going to have to pay for Everything Everywhere, all your wallet. Because President Trump has just announced a devastating blow to global cinema, a 100% tax on all foreign films shown in the United States. Yes, 100%, that's not a typo. The question is this a policy to protect the domestic film industry, or is it just a way to make us watch Sharknado again without complaining? Is this a fight for American values? Or is Trump just retaliating for his cameo being cut from Mission Impossible 8? In today's video, we'll dissect: why did Trump choose to target the film industry? How will this policy affect audiences, the industry, and Korean film clubs on TikTok? And finally, is Trump turning Hollywood into a Fox News affiliate? Buckle up, because today's journey will take you from Seoul to Paris and back to Kansas, the only place where the film won't be taxed because it was shot on an iPhone and starred Trump. On May 5, 2025, President Donald Trump signed a brand new executive order, hot as popcorn in a theater. All movies produced outside the United States, when imported, shown in theaters, or streamed in the United States, will be taxed at 100%. With this order, platforms like Netflix, Amazon Prime, HBO Max, all have to consider before buying the rights to show films from France, Korea, Japan, Germany, India, because every click of play from you, they have to open their wallets twice. And do you think they will accept it? No, you will? That's not all. Many independent film distributors are withdrawing from the US market. Some international film festivals are likely to be canceled in the US, and art house cinemas, which rely on foreign films, are rushing to sell their projectors to pay the electricity bill. And you know what's filling that void? Not new movies, but Sharknado 4K Remaster, Rocky MAGA Cut, and the Trump Tower Heist directed by Eric Trump. That's the reality. From a country that once reached out to the world, we are now covering our eyes, covering our ears, and shouting loudly, America is enough. But is that the real reason behind this policy? Or is there another, deeper, more personal, orange motive? So who will suffer the consequences of this 100% foreign film tax decree? The quick answer: everyone who has ever felt moved by watching a movie without an actor named Chris. First of all, there are young audiences, Gen Z, who love Korean, Japanese, Italian, Indian films, who are using foreign films to learn languages, learn to live, and learn how to escape noisy American content. Then there are independent cinemas, which have struggled after COVID and are now being visited by tax-free COVID again. Cinema chains in France, Iran, Spain are selling projectors, buying air fryers, because they are switching careers to TikTok. Next is the real American film industry. Independent, creative filmmakers who collaborate internationally. With this policy, importing an idea from abroad will also be taxed. An indie director who wants to make a film in collaboration with Korea. Fine. A film student studying in Paris who brings a short film back to the US to show. Taxed like an antique dealer. And finally, the people who will definitely be affected are fans of Bollywood K-drama, Chinese historical drama, and the entire film review community on TikTok, YouTube. But there is one person who is not affected. That is President Donald Trump, because, according to his son, my father has never seen a foreign film because he doesn't believe in subtitles. So this policy is not just a punch to the world cinema, but also a message. America will only see what America wants, understand what America understands, and fear what America cannot pronounce. Is this protectionism, or is it censorship under the guise of tariffs? And that brings us to the more important question: why is Trump doing this? Is this policy simply to protect the American film industry? Or is it a political ploy of Hollywood getting even with Trump, as he has suggested? So the question is, what is Donald Trump really after? It's certainly not because he hates subtitled movies, and it's not because he was rejected for the role of Superman in Justice League. The truth is, this isn't just about movie taxes. It's a political attack, a punch to Hollywood, a place Trump has always considered a liberal left stronghold. So the question is, what is Donald Trump really after? It's certainly not because he hates subtitled movies, and it's not because he was rejected for the role of Superman in Justice League. The truth is, this isn't just about movie taxes. It's a political attack, a punch to Hollywood, a place Trump has always considered a liberal left stronghold. So now that he's back in the White House, he's not just rewriting the rules of the game, he's rewriting the script. And this isn't the first time Trump has used taxes to deal with his opponents. Remember, threatened to tax French wine after Macron spoke about climate change, banned TikTok because he didn't like how Gen Zers were cutting up his videos, and now attacks on movies because the Oscars never called his name. So does Trump really want to protect American cinema? Maybe in part, but more importantly, it is a powerful tool to control the flow of culture, to silence critical voices, and to reinforce the slogan, America is number one. And just watch American movies. The problem is, when we are forced to watch a certain type of film, at some point, we forget that there may be better, more humane, more real films out there. So how will the world react to this decree? Will Korean, French, Indian cinema sit quietly and watch their films being taxed, like imported snacks? Or is this the time for the world to prepare to fight back? If President Trump thinks the world will sit idly by and let his films be taxed double, then, sorry, Hollywood can handle it, but not South Korea, France, and India. Immediately, a series of countries voiced their opposition. Even the Cannes Film Festival, which has welcomed hundreds of American filmmakers, is considering banning American film crews with budgets supported by the White House. And in China, they said nothing. They just quietly started buying back the rights to European films that American Netflix didn't dare buy anymore. Chinese cinema suddenly became a trusted global distributor. The civilized world, but made in Beijing. And you think only governments are angry? No. Hollywood is also exploding in reaction like it's casting the new Avengers. And what about American audiences? Needless to say, they're going crazy trying to find ways to circumvent the tax. The Reddit community has exploded with the Watch International Movies Using a Mexican Netflix account movement. In less than a week, VPN downloads in the US have increased by 900%. People are not just voting with their ballots, they're now voting with their TV remotes. Trump thought he could protect American culture by simply putting up tariffs. But it turns out that what he's blocking isn't movies. It's the world's trust in an America that has been a leader in cultural freedom, linguistic diversity, and the right to tell different stories. So in a single executive order, President Trump has not only declared war on foreign films, but also unleashed a global storm over the right to watch subtitled films. Not everyone loves Korean films, French films, or Italian films. But surely, no one wants to be forced to watch Transformers 5 every week, just because it's 100% American. Culture is not a commodity to be taxed like cars. A film, no matter where it comes from, can change the way we think about the world, about others, about ourselves. And in a world that is increasingly divided, sharing stories through cinema has never been more important. And if Trump really wants to make American films great again, then perhaps he should start by financing an original film with a new script. No remakes, no sequels, no superheroes, and no political cameos. Is it hard? Well, it's easier than getting hated by the Oscars. And you, the wonderful viewers watching this video, what do you think about the 100% tax policy on foreign films? Is it protectionism, soft censorship, or jealousy of Cannes? Comment below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell if you want to continue following the funny yet true, sad yet laughable developments of American politics. Because, as we have seen, politics today is not only played out in Congress, but also on screen. Each decree is a trailer, each term is a series, and each video on this channel is behind the scenes you have never seen before. Thank you for watching until the end. See you in the next video, where maybe Japanese anime is classified as culturally disturbing the national order. Who knows, right?